Hey everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Ryan Lee's Any Given Day podcast. The podcast about me, Ryan, and my life in any given day. Or not really my life, just anything I feel like talking about on any given day. Which, I live a life. I have a life. I could talk about that sometimes, right? But, it's not what I want to talk about right now. I had something to talk about. Earlier this morning, I woke up and I felt I felt hella inspired to do a podcast. I had all these ideas flowing in my head. I had so many things to talk about this morning. And I laid in bed and I lost the ambition to get out of bed. So I went to the gym, right? I had ambition to go physically train my body to be better. And I had a pretty good day at the gym. I did. I wasn't thinking about the podcast at all. I wasn't thinking about what I was going to talk about. So now I'm fucked, right? But I take notes throughout the week, so I got something to talk about. But my book's all fucked up. It's all folded. It's been in my back pocket for a week. I take it out. I put it back in. I write stuff in it. It's a incoherent jumble. I don't know what incoherence means. So hopefully that fits in with whatever I'm talking about. But it's a jumble of things, from inventories to notes about the podcast of things I wanted to talk about during the day. And then other things like training from my job about how to combat terrorism. And the training goes something like, I guess I don't really write down any of the training. I already knew most of it. I was already qualified to do the stuff at my job, which I'm in the Navy. It's probably going to be, I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about what I was going to talk about. Earlier on my strike of inspiration that I ignored, and I went to the gym instead, I lost all of it. All of it's gone. I was sitting there right before I was about to start this podcast, like, what am I going to do? I'm fucked, right? But I figured, I've said this a couple times. This is in my notes, If I took the time to erase all of the useless Kanye West and Outkast and Erykah Badu and Meek Mill and even all those types of lyrics, I would be able to remember everything. People could tell me stuff and I'd be a fucking steel trap. But instead, I sit down and I listen to the same Dipset album over and over again until I've memorized every song for no reason. It's like, it's not even I can't do anything with that in my life, right? Just memorizing Dipset and Kanye West songs. Like, oh yeah, I really like Kanye West. That's my thing. I'm the Kanye West fan guy, right? Like, everybody has a thing. Everybody wants to have a thing. And this winging it is working really well, because I'm kind of playing into things that I know are in my notes that I can't find, because it's all a huge jumble of random shit. So that's the thing I wanted to talk about. Having a thing. Everybody wants to have a thing, They walk around, they're like, I'm that guy. I like bubblegum. I always have bubblegum on me. I'm the bubblegum guy. You come to me, I got you on the bubblegum needs, Everybody wants to chew a piece of bubblegum. Why you gotta be the bubblegum guy, You're very one-dimensional. I don't know if I want to be friends with you because you're just the bubblegum guy. You don't have a personality. You're a bubblegum black hole. Right? You're that guy, Oh yeah. I go work out. I'm the workout guy. I take gym selfies. I'm big. I was talking about going to the gym earlier, but I don't take gym selfies. I'm big. I'm military muscle. Hashtags out here trying to look real big, like I got gains. That's my thing. I'm the gains guy. Like, congrats. You should be an everything guy. You should taste a little bit of everything around the world, you know? Go try out a different type of food. You know, you don't want to be the guy that's like, yeah, I really love burgers and hot dogs. I'm the burgers and hot dogs guy. You want to be the, hey, do you want to go get Indian curry? And then the guy's like, no, I really just like burgers and hot dogs. You know, you're not somebody wants to be around. You know, hey, you want to go get ramen? No, I'm not a big fan of ramen. You want to go get burgers and hot dogs? Yeah, I'm the burgers and hot dogs guy. I throw down. What am I talking about? I don't know. You know, people. I learned something in the training I was going through, where they were telling me how to be an alert stander of guard duty. I guess, you know, you stand there with a gun, you guard stuff, and I'm not a big fan of guns, but it's my job. They pay me. They put money in my pocket for me to spend money on this new microphone you guys are listen to. What? Yeah, this new microphone you guys are hearing right now. The audio is so clear because they put money in my pocket for me to do that, to buy it for myself, because this is what I like to do. I like to talk to myself and just fucking wing conversations with myself or other people. But that leads into what the training taught me. They were saying that you know, if you're pouring your heart out to somebody, you know, you're talking about what you want to talk about, and they're just going like, yeah, right? They're being internally or externally distracted away from your mind-boggling conversation topic. They're not listening to you. They don't care, you know? They're kind of there. They're kind of like, hey, yeah, he's listening. I'm going to say keywords and then context clues them together. I'm gonna make up whatever he's talking about when he goes, are you listening? You know? No one ever asks if you're listening though, right? How rude is that? They go like, oh, what do you think about it? Right? Try and catch you off guard. Trying to be some slick motherfuckers. Like, well, what do you think about that? Like, oh shit, now I gotta come up with something to explain to this guy. What was he saying? Saying something about having bubblegum all the time? He's the bubblegum guy? Like, yeah, I think you're the bubblegum guy. You stick with that. That's you, right? You don't want to listen to the fucking bubblegum guy talk about bubblegum all day, right? That's his thing. That's what he likes to do. He closes out the world around him to focus on bubblegum because that's what he really likes. Oh my god. So, yeah. Other things. I'm going to look through his notebook and see if I can find something that I was writing down. I know one of it had to do with Good Will Hunting. Alright? Because I like that movie. That's one of my favorite movies. On the last podcast, I talked about Ben Affleck. Episode 1, I was talking about Ben Affleck. And Good Will Hunting is, he wrote that movie with Matt Damon. Very good actors. And, you know what? I'm just going to wing whatever I wrote down in my book because I remember it. Oh, yeah, here it is. Yeah. So, do you remember that part in Good Will Hunting where he's talking about, Ben Affleck is standing around and he's going like, yeah, I'm a college student. You know, they're at a Harvard bar, and and he's just like, yeah, I go here. You know, he obviously doesn't. He's just Southie, you know, coming in, trying to get with some girl. And then the dude with the ponytail comes up and he starts, talking down to Ben Affleck. And Ben Affleck is playing the not smart one in the movie Good Will Hunting, if you've never seen it. He's playing Will Hunting's best friend. I don't remember his name. Ben Affleck, right? But he's not smart. And the dude with the ponytail comes up to him and calls him out. And he goes, oh, yeah, well, I guess I don't go here, right? So you get the big confrontation. Do you like apples? How you like them apples, right? But no one ever talks about what I want to talk about, which is the douchebag with the ponytail that calls Ben Affleck out. No one ever talks about, like, his squad that was around him, right? Those lackeys. It's just, like, no one ever thinks about the background character. The dude probably got, like, $25 to stand in the background of that cheap movie. And he's just standing there. He's a part of douchebag's friends. He's just standing there. He doesn't have any lines. He's just smiling like, ha, yeah, you get him, buddy. And it's kind of like that. That's just the trope, right? The bully in the movies always have a gang of supporters. But why? No one ever talks about the supporters. To back them up, they have no personality either. They're just there talking about nothing. They technically don't exist. They're just husk of human bodies. No one ever thinks about the bully's friends, is what I'm saying. They never have any lines. They never do anything. They're just standing there with their arms crossed and a scowl. They go home at the end of the day. Every day. They go home. What do they think? Like, I'm the bully's best friend guy. I'm in the posse. You know? I'm that guy. That's my subject for today's podcast, is being that guy. And you know, I'm not saying I'm anything special, to be honest. You know, I'm just talking to myself. Whether or not you guys are listening to the podcast is a different story. Did I already talk about how good this mic audio sounds compared to when I was just talking at my laptop? Like, I think it was January 30th, Kid Cudi's birthday. Was the last time I was talking about it, so it's been about a little over 2 weeks. Oh yeah, so that's not the podcast. Let's keep going. Let's wrap it up. Let's not wrap it up. Let's unwrap it down, right? Let's undress this podcast. Let's get to the core of my psyche. We can go around. We can go, you know what I like to do? Sounds like I'm doing shitty impromptu stand-up, which is something that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to go open mic, but someone told me I wasn't funny, and then another person told me I wasn't funny, and then another person told me I wasn't funny, so I opted to believe them, and now I don't, because I think I'm hilarious. I am the funniest and smartest person I've ever met. You want to know why? I don't know if I explained this last time because I didn't listen to the podcast before I turned this one on, but I honestly think that I'm the smartest person I know. Only because, you know, what if everybody else is just a figment of my imagination and my spirit is floating around the universe, stimulating itself with conversation? Like, my door's closed right now and I hear voices in the hallway, but are they really there? If I go out in the hallway and I see the people making the voices, I see it, but maybe it's just a stimulus being created to build my soul up. Which is something I thought about while I was at work one day, and I was just standing around. Come to think of it, you know, I like to think I'm a hard worker, but my attitude is just so negative. I you know, I think it all depends upon the people that are around you and the attitude you're getting from your superiors. I guess I got superiors providing stimulus to my soul floating through the universe. Everybody's got superiors. Someone's always better than you. Unless you think that you're the smartest and funniest person you've ever met. But, I'm just not one of those people with no opinions. I'm negative. I like to say things. I talk a lot of shit. I complain a lot. I drawl on, you know. I drag my feet. And then at the end of the day, I go, wow, I worked really hard today. I earned this. I earned this paycheck that they give me to buy a microphone and a pop filter. And pop filter just stops my air from destroying the microphone, right? I didn't know what it did. I just read an article that said I might want one. And I like it. It makes me look official. Except I can't get it to fucking stay up. Like, it doesn't perfectly attach to anything I have, because, I mean, it was only $5 on Amazon. Free shipping, but it was only $5. It's fucking cheap. I guess they're not that expensive anyway, but it makes me look official, except for the fact that my microphone is sitting on top of a Bose speaker box, like the box that it comes with. I knew it would come in handy one day, so I never threw it away. Maybe I'm just a hoarder, but, fuck it. It's really hard everybody tries to be funny, No one ever thinks about what being funny actually is. I don't try to be funny. I just talk a lot. And if you talk a lot, you're probably naturally funny because a lot of shit just flies at the wall and a lot of shit does and does not stick. People like it when you laugh at your own jokes. It's kind of like a habit for me to laugh at my own jokes, so I don't know if they're actually funny. It's like almost like one day I was like, I'm just going to start forcing myself to laugh at my own jokes, and now I actually laugh at my own jokes when I make a joke. Sometimes I just laugh when I think of something funny. It's all about, you can really just train yourself to be anything. You could train yourself to be funny. You could see what people do and do not like to hear. Or you could be casually funny. And when you have to try to be funny, like when you're making a podcast, throwing a lot of shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, sometimes that's the best thing to do. That's why I think I started making this podcast, is because when I go to work, you can't ask people that I work with because you don't know them. But I don't stop talking. I talk so much at work. I don't know why. I don't sometimes I go to work and I'm like, I'm not gonna say shit today. I'm gonna keep it on wraps, right? Nothing's wrong with me. I'm just not gonna say anything. I'm gonna see how long I can go until someone challenges me. Someone comes up, someone high steps up to me and goes, hey, are you okay? Do you need to talk to somebody? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. But I walked into the room 2 minutes ago and I didn't say anything, and someone's already coming up. That's how you know when you have a problem. People just come up to you and they're like, are you okay? Like, dude, I just walked in here. Like, I need to get my bearings, I need to get where I'm at situated in my own mind. But, yeah, that's why I wake up, I like to make people laugh. I'm not very good at it, I'm offensive. Say a lot of offensive things. I don't mean to. I just talk a lot, like a lot of shit flies at the wall, and a lot of shit does and doesn't stick. But, someone will get mad at you eventually for that. Whatever, fuck it. Had a little burp there. I go to the gym, like, quite a few times a week. I like to lift weights, pick them up, put them back down, throw shit at the ceiling, catch it. I like to play basketball. I don't like running. I hate running. I hate crunches, I like push-ups. Push-ups are all right. But I go to the gym, and they say that having a nice body is 90% diet, 10% gym, and that is so true. I'll tell you what, I talk shit so much. Text message. I was just about to talk how no one ever talks to me and I have to talk to myself all the time, right? I talk shit so much and I eat so much shit. Like, maybe me talking is just all the shitty food that I put in my mouth and it's just coming back out. Right? Maybe that's what that is. I gotta change the way I see things, though. Negativity is not good in my life. It's not welcome in my universe. Negativity is not. I'm a negative person, and I find that saying things out loud like negativity is not welcome in my universe helps me get by things. It doesn't at all, because I always forget to say that stuff when I'm actually being negative. But when I'm positive and I'm starting the day, I'm like, fuck yeah, I found my balance. Because no one's pushed me off my balance yet. No one's come up and said hi to me, which really aggravates me. Not the more I like when people talk. It's just certain people. Everybody's got that person. I got half of the people I know are that person, but I don't talk to a lot of people outside of the people I work with. I just kind of go to work. I hang out with the same group of friends every day, or I sit and I watch my TV shows. I go to work, I go to the gym, and I watch my TV shows. And I lay down. I'm laying down while I watch my shows, right? That's what I do. But wow, that's a life in any given day. Like, how am I even thinking of things to talk about? That's the Any Given Day podcast with Ryan Lee. I'm Ryan Lee. I'm Ryan Lee Johnson. I'm Janssen. I'm Ryan. Ryan has brought you Ryan Lee's Any Given Day podcast. It's not brought to you by anybody else. It's brought to you by the guy that's fucking talking right now. And you know what? When my roommate gets home, I think I'll figure out how to actually set up the shit on my laptop, because I have two mics that he can talk into one and I can talk into one, and we can get my first guest ever on the podcast. Whoever it is, maybe two people will show up. Maybe someone will knock on the door and pop in on us while we're talking, because I'm not gonna warn him that he's gonna be on the podcast. He's just gonna be on the podcast. I don't know if he wants to be. We talk about it sometimes. Like, he goes, "When are you gonna put me on the podcast?" And I'm like, "Motherfucker, I haven't even put the shit on YouTube yet." Like, I'll let you know. I'll bring you on. We got a bunk bed because we're in the military, and that's what they do. They just pile people into rooms like fucking sardines, right? But it's just two of us in this room. And you know what? I bet if Shaq was in this room and he stretched his arms out, right? His fucking freak arms, his super long arms, he would touch wall to wall. That's how much space we have, right? Horizontally. Vertically, we got hella space, We got like two Shaqs worth of space vertically. We got a Kareem and a Shaq vertically. Did I say vertically? Horizontally. Vertically would be up and down, so no, we don't have that vertically. Horizontally, on the left and right axis, depending on where you're looking, north or south. Left and right is east and west. This is falling apart. This analogy is falling apart. You would need about 2 to 3 Shaqs. 2 to 3 Shaqs would be way too many people for my room. So 2 small white dudes is acceptable. Like, I'm like 5'7". I'm not taking up Shaq space in the room. So the military just assumes that most people aren't Shaq-sized. If I was Shaq-sized, I would be in like a AAA basketball team. I wouldn't be doing this daily grind of real work. I would be playing basketball for a living. I would assume I'd be pretty good. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up now. I'm going to go ahead and finish this podcast. This has been brought to you by Ryan Lee's Any Given Day podcast. Brought to you by Ryan. That's me. Not brought to you by anybody else. If you're a fan, why don't you subscribe, like, comment, I'll probably see the comment, and by probably, I mean I definitely will, because you would have been 1 to 10 of the first 1 to 10 people that have watched this, and it probably won't get past 10 people of watching this, so go ahead and comment. You made it this far, right? It's been about, 20 minutes? I actually started recording my recording time too late, so I have no idea about maybe like the first 2 minutes. Maybe I felt like I talked for 2 minutes, but it was only like 30 seconds. But, yeah, so I have 17 minutes on my clock right now, so I'll probably do that math later. Why not, right? I don't got anything else going for me. But I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Like, comment, subscribe to my podcast. It's going to come out once a week, once every 2 weeks, twice a week, any given day, right? It's a surprise. It's like someone running up on you, and he just fucking sucker punches you right in the jaw, and he hit the ground. That's what this podcast is, right? Yeah. This podcast is a sucker punch. With love. Goodbye.